Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to New York, and congratulations on your selection. When you got the call from the Liberty, letting you know that you'd be their second round pick, what drew you most to this team?
Honestly, they had a whole bunch of meetings set up with this team, and I was already, leaning towards this team and hoping that they picked me. But what really caught my eye is their, key focusing on mental health. I'm a huge mental health activist. So whenever they're the only team that scheduled a meeting with just their mental health screener. So that's why I really love New York.
What would it mean speaking of that off-court presence with the mental health activism, what would it mean to make a difference in such a large metropolitan area like New York, especially with the Liberty playing within city limits this year?
It'd be crazy. Like I said, I'm so big on mental health because I've, gone through things that have messed up my mental, and I felt as a Black woman that I had to be, strong and keep my mouth shut and do everything on my own. But they made it, made a key reach out to me, and it was amazing to see them do that.
Awesome. Well, welcome to New York, and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Jackie Powell.
Hey, Didi, it's Jackie Powell from The Next. First of all, as everyone's saying, welcome to New York.
Mm-hmm.
Love to hear how in touch you are with your mental health. I love that. So a couple of questions on my end. So first of all, can you take me through how the Liberty welcomed you when you land? And what I mean by that is, have you visited Barclays or the practice facility? What does it all look like? I saw Michaela posted on her Instagram, her new apartment and the new digs. So can you sort of paint a picture for me, sort of what the sights, the sounds, and the emotional feelings for you, what this has been like to arrive?
New York has definitely welcomed me in with open arms. I went to Barclays a couple of times for COVID testing. Today would have been is the first day that we do individual workouts. So everyone's going to be seeing the practitioner day or whatever we see wherever our individuals workouts are going to be. But I'm in this hotel right now. It's super, super nice. The hotel's super nice, and the view is beautiful. I literally posted, I was like, this is my hotel is like the ideal New York view, I'm so sure, or Brooklyn view, whatever. I don't know. I just love it. So yeah, that's really what's been going on this end.
And if I could follow up, at the virtual draft, it was very clear that social media and these digital activations, that was really sort of what was going on. So I was wondering if you could talk about what you believe the influence of social media had on the NCAA tournament and even the WNBA draft, and sort of how has social media had a role in growing women's basketball based on sort of your own profile?
Right. I mean, we see all the numbers that are, kind of skyrocketing with the views in the draft, the views in the NCAA. And that is definitely all credit to social media, like you said. And that's because women have like this, I think our drive and our advantage is social media over the guys. So I think social media is the reason why we are doing what we're doing right now. Like they said, we're modeling this class is making a lot of noise, social media, with Natasha Cloud on being an activist for, Black Power, or, Liz Cambage modeling for Savage Fenty Ambassador. I just think it's definitely social media that's taking a toll for this women's generation right now. So I think what we need to do is continue to ride the social media wave, and that's what I'll do while I'm up here.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Didi, and it's great to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Next, we have Miles Ehrlich.
Hey, Didi, welcome to New York. I've got a couple of questions for you too. Throughout the offseason, the buzzword for Coach Wal Hopkins and GM Jonathan Kolb has been character, which I'm sure you heard a lot in talking to them ahead of the draft. Looking ahead now to training camp and back on your basketball journey to this point, what does that word character mean specifically to you?
Definitely is, in my opinion, character is what other people, think of you when they're asked about you. And I think that whenever people think about me, if someone asks about me, they're going to use the words inspiring or a competitor or just little things like that really shape who you are. And I think that I do a good job, or I will do a good job of complimenting coach and, the GM and the character, their word character, I think I'll do a good job in adding to that on this team. And I'm just excited to do that.
Great. And I got one more. With your defensive reputation, what are your impressions of the makeup of this Liberty roster, who have made so many offseason additions, and especially in terms of positional flexibility, which they've talked about a lot?
Just like you said, being the defensive player that I can. Liberty has a great team already, and I'm just hoping to add that aspect to their team, which is someone that's going to play defense, someone that's going to bring energy on the court. So I think every team needs that, and I'm happy to be that for them.
Raymond Lyons.
Hey, this is Raymond from Made for the W. How are you, Didi?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm good. My first question is, you're one of the most unique players in the draft, where you can, you have the ability to dominate a game basically without scoring the basketball. I just wanted to ask, who are your influences growing up in regards to your game, and who did you try to model your game after?
It's so crazy when people ask this question, because I didn't try to model my game after anybody. Clearly, I don't think anybody really plays right. But I definitely the people I love to watch are Elena Deladon, Maya Moore, Brianna Stewart. I love to watch them, which is their scores. So eventually I hope to be that. And I'm putting my trust in New York Liberty's, their developmental crew to develop me in different ways that I need to be developed. But my game, it's just, like you said, is very unique. And I just want to continue to grow my game and continue to stand out the way I do.
All right. And my second question, I definitely got to ask, what sneakers you lacing up for this season?
I don't know yet. I have no idea. I love Kyrie's and I love Paul George's. So I guess we're going to find out. But I'm in Brooklyn, so I have to ride Kyrie, right?
Got to rep the home team.
Right.
Next, we have Barbara Barker.
Thank you. On mute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi. Sorry about that. Welcome to New York. And I wanted to ask you, I know you've talked about this again and again, but your journey is so inspiring. And for, casual sports fans that could become big Liberty fans, can you talk just a little bit about, what was inside of you think that you were able to get back on the court and everything that you went through, and how much did that change you? I know it's hard to say in 3 minutes, but what you can give us would be great.
I definitely think that was something, whatever was inside me, I think that was something that was instilled in me at a young age. My dad made me and my brother this, robot, basically. If something was to hurt you, then it didn't matter. So I think that's really what, made my mental aspect so strong throughout the whole injury that I was going through. And honestly, it was just the undeniable fight that I have to get back on the court or to make my team happy, because the way my team needed me, and so to say. So I just really wanted to get on the court for them. It wasn't really much of a me thing. It was just I needed to get on the court for them, and so happened that helped me throughout the whole journey. That I definitely don't. That's the hardest injury I've ever had to go through. The hardest thing I've ever had to go through. So I tip my hat off to myself, so to say. So I don't know. I have no explanation to it. Just so the undeniable want to fight and the undeniable want to get on the court. It's just the ability to compete, and that's just what I wanted to do. So every day I took it within myself to compete with myself in rehab. Whatever I did yesterday, I wanted to go and do it better the next day.
Well, one follow-up, if I can. Did a doctor say to you, you better start thinking about life beyond basketball?
He did.
What was that like to you when you heard that?
I cried. I really did. I definitely sat there and I teared up, but I was upset. So when he said it, I literally was like, what? And he was like, well, I think you need to figure out what you want to do outside of basketball, find a new plan. And I was like, no. And that's how I left that doctor's appointment, was a no. And he looked at me, we looked at each other, and I was like, I'm ready to go now, Mom. So we left. But after that, I thought about it. I thought about medically redshirting. I thought about medically retiring. I thought about all that stuff. I went through I was at the point where I was about to sign papers. And then finally I went to bed one night, woke up and I was like, Mom, no, I'm not about to just sit like that. We're going to figure it out and we're going to figure it out together. So that's really how it happened.
Thank you.
Next, we have Danny Barlavi.
Hi, Didi. Nice to meet you. My name is Danny from Nets Republican Winsider. I was wondering if you could speak about your biggest goal for your game this season and also your biggest goals off the court this season.
On the court is definitely to develop my offensive game a lot more than I was able to in 4 years. And I think that's possible with, I think Dustin and Coach Watts. I think that's definitely possible with them on my side. Off the court, like I said, I want to build my brand off the court. I think that's the biggest thing for rookies is to kind of basically solidify what they're going to do and what their whole picture is while they're in W, what their biggest thing to get their audience to understand what they're doing. So I definitely have been working on that while I've been in this hotel quarantining. So I'm excited to see what I come up with.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Just to make sure we get to everyone, next we'll go to Jonathan Lehman.
Hi, Didi. Jonathan Lehman of the New York Post. I wanted to ask you about, take you back a little bit to the Final Four 2 years ago, Baylor's game against Oregon. Your memories of that game, going up against Sabrina Ionescu, guarding her for much of the night, shutting her down such as it was, up to now becoming her teammate, and your kind of impressions of her as a player and what do you expect about becoming her teammate?
Back then, being a sophomore, first year in the Final Four, honestly, I was nervous going against the best players, so to say, men's and women. I was real nervous. I knew I had to guard her. It was exciting. It was definitely, I think that was one of the games that put me on the map for sure. She's a great player. She hit some crazy shots on me. I think everybody can remember the and one she got on me right before halftime. And I mean, right now, I'm excited to play with her. I hated to see her get hurt last year. So I'm excited to see what she does this year. And I'm excited to help her in whatever way she needs help. I can do whatever she wants me to do, for real. So that's really it. I'm just excited to be an asset to her game. She's a great player, and I'm excited to see her.
Are you expecting to be guarding her in practice and have some more of those kind of like showdowns on the practice court?
One thing, we're both gonna compete, so I'm excited to see that in practice for sure. But I mean, going against her every day in practice, I should be all right. You would think, huh? In the league, going against her every day, so hopefully.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Danny Thompson.
Didi, Danny Thompson with the three-point conversion. Congratulations on being in New York. You mentioned defensively, the Liberty have two of the best defensive players in the league in Benitjah and Laney, and also the former defensive player of the year, Natasha Howard. What are you planning on picking their brains on to try to help you with the adjustment to the program?
Definitely just trying to literally just watching them in practice. One thing I'll do, I might not ask a lot of questions, but I'm literally dissecting your whole game as I'm watching you the whole time in practice. And I've always been a student to the game. So I'm just going to literally watch their angles they take, what routes they take to cut people off, because every level is different. High school, I was able to let people beat me and block their shots. I came to college and I saw that that wasn't going to work. So I dissected Christy Wallace, who was a point guard and a great defender at at Baylor, and I learned from her, and now I'm hoping to learn from them here, and I'm just excited to get to watch them play. Honestly, I've literally been excited to get on the court with these players. I think this was the best pick for me, because there's a lot of people I can learn from in different situations and different positions. So it's just a whole learning experience this year.
Next, we have Jackie Powell.
Hey again, Didi. Just another question going back to the player development piece. So Shelly Patterson, who is one of your assistant coaches, she was known for helping Nafisa Collier find her 3-point shot. So because Nafisa at UConn, she wasn't known for that. And then first year with the Lynx, she's shooting threes. So knowing that and knowing that history, how does that reassure you when you sort of think about your development and that you get to begin, you're going to begin your development with New York?
It's like you said, it's exciting, and it's anything that's going to reassure you is going to get you excited. Especially, I love the game a lot, and I've been trying to grow as a player, like I said, for 4 years, and being able to get drafted was my next step to open up more doors to add more to my game. And I think New York was the best spot for me. I'm telling you, the way they develop players, the way they were on me whenever I wasn't even here. So I'm just excited to see them whenever I get in the gym with them.
And last one on me, and I'll pass it off. When you were a player who you shifted from the wing to the one, when you were talking to the coaching staff, did they sort of emphasize how important that versatility is on this team? What were those conversations like?
Definitely. They emphasize how much like that added to my draft stock for sure. And I'm just grateful for Coach Wilkie for doing that, because I didn't even know that it was going to do that. But they definitely were just saying that the ability is going to get me a lot of places, and the ability to score from all 3 levels. And that's what I'm adding this year, is the ability to score from all 3 levels. And just my height, really. They were literally really excited about me being a 6'2" point guard and being able to post up on smaller guards and get by a lot of guards. So that's basically what they were saying. But my versatility is really what's gotten me this far.
Thanks so much, Didi, and can't wait to see you in New York.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Miles, and then we have time for 1 or 2 final questions.
Hi again, Didi. On the defensive end, they definitely have talked a lot. We heard a lot from Hopkins and Kolb in the post-draft presser. But on the offensive end, you were second in the NCAA in assists last year, and you led the all of college basketball in assist to turnover ratio. How do you think that best translates to New York's 5-out system that has all these constant cuts and this spread out offense with all these shooters?
Oh, this is like Christmas. Like once I saw their offense, I was like, yes, assist, because one thing I can do is I can make 2 take me, I can dish. So whenever I've always said that I can make the people around me better, and I'm just excited to be playing with shooters, cutters, people that can just score the way they can. I'm really excited. That's the first thing I told Coach Waltz was I love the offense that y'all play, and I can't wait to be in addition to it.
All right, last question. We'll go to Jeff Magliocchetti.
I muted. So I introduced myself before. I'm Jeff Magliocchetti with Winsider, Nets Republic, and Empire Sports Media. Once again, nice to meet you. So when you look at this team, there's so much hoopla around, Sabrina Ionescu come back, but it seems to mask a little bit that this team is still very young out there. There's still a talented draft class come back. What's it going to mean to you with playing with some of your peers at this point?
Playing with who? I'm sorry, you cut out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Like, what's it going to mean to you playing on a team that's so chock full of youth, chock full of energy?
Oh, it's great. It's only great because we're both learning together at this point. So I'm literally playing with people that I played with and against my whole life now. And we're literally probably one of the youngest teams, us in Dallas for sure. And I think we're gonna make some noise this year, and we're excited to get out there for real.
Well, thank you. And just to confirm, you said you were practicing at Barclays recently, or
I said today would be the first day. So
okay.
I don't know where we're gonna be, but today's the first day we have individuals.
Fair enough. Well, good luck, and thanks for your time.
Thank you.